Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look here at Bitcoin, seeing what's going on. Pretty simple and straightforward one here. We're just going to go ahead and look at some most recent data here, more so on the smaller time frames, and some back-end data here as well for liquidation. So if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I really do love teaching people to trade. Hope you can learn something today. Let's quickly note a couple things here on the back end. First of all, 7 days here, a look back for liquidation. We can confirm that we are kind of right in the middle of a lot of liquidation. Kind of big surprise, right? I mean, usually when the price compresses like this, then we're due for some type of corrective behavior. That having been said, we got a decent solid concentration at 38,500. That would be the next target for the shorts. And of course, the longs want to try to push the price action up to about 40,700, just above that wick up to 40,600 we saw yesterday. So again, some I wouldn't say this is massively interesting. It just we are starting to see a lot of longs and shorts, considering the price action is going to go either way. Holding above 40,000 is important. We're currently underneath that, and we're going to talk about why the price could either break up or down. Looking like there's a slight shift here, or more so, the price action being unable to cross this level here at about 40,200 could pose a potential problem. So let's talk about that and see where we're at. Quickly to note, thank you so much for the awesome feedback from our community. Got some really good feedback from our new trading pairs, Ada and Link, on our Premium Plus group. So be sure to check that out. Those are faster trading pairs, faster confirmational indications. So if you are trading those, make sure that you understand that you want to try to get in and out as quick as possible with those trading pairs. Again, pretty good profits though, but generally speaking, you want to make sure that you are safe and make sure you secure profits as you can, because again, scalping trades are much different than swing trades. All right, so daily time frame here. We're at a 9 on TD sequential. We've been moving down and over for 9 days straight. Doesn't mean the price is going to immediately pivot here. Keep in mind that matters very little in the overall sense, but statistically speaking, when we see a 9, the price does tend to reverse itself. Now, keep in mind, this is not a situation where the price has just gone straight down for 9 days. We've gone, over, down, over, down. This is actually a healthy staircase pattern, if you want to say that. Again, it's the same thing going up as well, where you can pretty much presume the price is going to continue in that direction until it doesn't. Again, until we can break this descending trend line, there's no reason to presume the price will go up from here, okay? Again, we are doing well in establishing range-bound activity. That's important, but we want to be able to bounce and continue higher. So to make it simple, a closure at 39,800 or higher is important. I've used a round number 40,000 to keep it simple, but 39.8 is essentially that level. So 39,800 is an important fib level here. This is a very large time frame fib. So if we lose that, we very well could see the price break down to 37 to 38,000 range. Okay. Now I'm leaning a little bit more towards that being a possible reality. Is it going to happen now or later? It's hard to say specifically. We could see sideways and up and reject out at this 41.6 mark. That's also a key level resistance, but just some things to kind of be mindful of here. Nobody truly does know, but there's some indications here the price should continue to progress lower. So just be very careful taking long positions in general. We can see money flow index and RSI are low. Stochastic RSI is swinging up, so there's a potential shift in momentum here, of course. It is not dramatic by any stretch, but we could see a little relief rally to 41.6. I think that's a possibility. Once more, though, let's let the data tell us what's going on. So take a look at some moving averages here. We're battling for the 20-day SMA, and the 50 is running fairly concurrent with this descending trend. So I think it'd be pretty safe to say that getting above the 50-day SMA would be a pretty big deal for us, and an important, momentous shift, if you will. We're a little ways away from that. I mean, we literally could go up and pass that today, but I think the probability here is that if things just continue to naturally progress sideways, we'll be up and over that 50-day SMA within the next couple of days. Maybe by Friday, close the business tomorrow, perhaps. That'd be nice. Leading into the weekend, closure at 40,000 or higher, I think leading into the weekend is going to be pretty big. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at there. Before we forget too, let's quickly note just a couple things here. Bitcoin dominance is slowly on the rise, so you can see a lot of red in the market from altcoins. So just, again, be careful trading altcoins. They're fairly volatile today, more so volatile to the downside. If we look at CME futures, there's no recent futures. All gaps have been filled. So the truth is here, again, maintaining 39,400, 39,300 or higher is important. We don't want to close below that previous CME gap. That can commonly work as a resistance level for us. So generally speaking, that's where we're at there. Nothing super stark and crazy. Dollar index is up. There's just kind of some normal stuff. It's nothing really out of the ordinary though. I've already looked at that, so that's why I'm not sharing it. Taking a look here at the 4-hour time frame, stochastic RSI is swinging down, letting us know a shift in momentum is happening to the downside. While we have that shift in momentum happening to the upside on the daily, this is a much slower moving average, right? So we got to recognize that this is going to tell us we might see the price pull back a little bit more. We're under 50 on the RSI and under 50 for the money flow index. So what does that mean for us? Well, generally speaking, when we're under this level, which we have been for, what is it? That's roughly about 10 trading days. So sorry, almost 2 weeks. It's about 13 trading days. We can see here that we are in a situation where we've been fairly bearish for some time. Being under 50 on the RSI on the 4-hour time frame to me is a pretty definitive, situation, letting us know that we are not, we're not breaking bullish by any stretch. In other words, we can presume the price will go down until it doesn't. Once more, it's kind of runs current with the descending trend that we're seeing here, lower lows and lower highs. Until that stops, we had to presume it's going to continue. MACD is still swinging upwards, but losing its momentum. So this little push, this little rally has essentially, I wouldn't say fizzled out, but it's fizzling out. Moving on to a couple of key factors here. We got a small amount of liquidity down here at about 38,600. We already talked about that here. 38.5 is a heavy concentration liquidation. And same thing once more, just to reiterate, 40,700. So we're smack dab in the middle of that, right? And a lot of times when that happens, I don't like to trade. And I know if you're watching this and you're part of my premium group, you're wondering where all the signals are. Well, the chart should tell you something here. I'm not just going to short my shirt off because we're on the edge of potential bottom, but I'm also very careful about taking longs of this position too, because alts are bleeding out. So again, it's an interesting little switch in momentum and shift, but you got to be patient sometimes, folks. And I can assure you, there's going to be plenty of profits to be taken eventually. Right now, it's always best to just kind of be patient and wait. So what are we waiting for? Well, let's take a look at the cloud here and confirm a few things, because this is really, big. You've probably figured out by now. It's one of my confirming factors. We were above the cloud for some time here, roughly about 4 hours, and now we're kind of within the cloud. Generally speaking, this is a no buy zone. You should see the same thing too when the lagging span's within the price action and the conversion line is right there at the baseline. Again, this is one of those typical compression situations where Bollinger Bands squeezes tight until we break through the upper or lower band. We have no reason to want to go in either direction yet, right? So taking a trade right now in Bitcoin is basically flipping a coin for the most part. While there are mostly bearish signs and we can presume the price is going to go down, would that be a reason to warrant a trade? To me, not personally, but that's, again, just me being more conservative, looking for, true confirming factors. Like, we had a lot of confirming factors for Solana yesterday. We just hit our second target, and we're still in profit. But again, it's still shaky nonetheless, because there's still a lot of reasons why that trade may not work out. Okay, just going to be realistic with you. That's how that works with trading right now in the market, which is all the more reason why we just kind of be careful with how many trades we take. So please pump the brakes until we get a solid closure. I'd say over 40,000 or higher today. We probably have no reason to trade. And if we take a look at yesterday's candle too, while it did close above 40,000, it was barely above, right? We need something solid. So to me, I think something solid would come in the shape and form of just say the 4-hour time frame closing above 50 on the RSI, closing above the 50-day SMA on the 4-hour time frame, also extremely important. We don't have that here yet, but we're getting there. Okay, we go sideways and up just a little bit longer, we'll have that confirmation. But once more, we need to be able to see that backed up with volume. So again, a lot of little factors here, but to me, I just think patience is key. If you are going to take or insist to trade, ensure you use low leverage, low position sizing so you don't get destroyed. Move your stop loss higher as you continue to get into profit. And also, don't be afraid to secure profit too. We like to, as a community, and I like to recommend this, is to take 70-80% profit on your first target, just to ensure the price pulls back. You can walk away with some money on the table. And it's because there's nothing worse than just being like up by 50% or something on a 5x leverage trade, and you get too greedy and you just let it all fizzle down to zero and eventually a stop loss. Okay, if you move your stop loss higher past break even, you'll always be profitable. Interesting concept, right? But it works. Trust me, folks. And again, I know sometimes it can get sour because you left. I didn't make 10,000 on this. I only made 5,000. You still made money, right? Please be happy with that. Same thing to my community as well. Focus on the positive here. We had some really solid short trades here recently while we're waiting for some good confirming factors for longs. We're in a position right now where we just got to be kind of careful, okay? Please understand it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. Be sure, again, you check out Bitunix Phenomenal Exchange. They just updated their server yesterday. It's moving a lot faster. Really cool stuff. Use my link to register. You'll get nice rewards here, of course. Link down below for that. But again, no KYC or VPN, US, Canada, and a lot of other countries. I do hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.